Hi! A few videos ago I created the map behind me here, and if you want to look at that, I'll leave a link in the description. In this episode I'll create a similar style but with a few changes, and hopefully QGIS 3 won't crash more than once. I'm pretty sure I'm going to make QGIS crash, so stick around. So I've run into some issues with QGIS. I have reported it as a bug, but there are some issues with QGIS 3.0.3. I'm not sure if it were in previous versions. The issue is that when I change from single symbol or simple fill to geometry generator, it usually works to fill in a value, buffer, and negative 0.1 perhaps, like that. But Sweden is gone. Yeah, anyway, when I disable the layer and then enable it again, it usually crashes. Maybe when I also have another layer, like that. Yep, there we go. So I have actually not been able to do all I want to do. But never mind. I can do and show the styling with a memory layer. That usually works. So I'll create a new scratch layer as a polygon, like that. I'll need some form of reference for the scale. And I'll change my coordinate system to a Swedish national system. Let's remove that one and do it again. Like that. A new memory layer in the same coordinate system. Polygon. Okay. And let's just create some polygons. Add snapping. And this really cool trace tool. Like that, maybe a hole somewhere. Yeah, that's good enough, I guess. And I really don't need the background. Save my edits like that. Hopefully QGIS won't crash this time. So, to start with, my styling is based on several style layers, and as I said before, usually the geometry generator causes me the biggest problems, so I usually start with that one. So a geometry generator with a buffer with a negative distance, and this distance you need to set according to your coordinate system and so on. So for my case, I think 500 meters. Yeah, that will probably do for now. Okay. Then I need my other symbol layers. On the top layer will be the outline. So you could make a simple line, but as I did in the previous video, I'm going to use marker lines. And I'll try just 2 millimeters interval. And I will not use a circle as a marker. This time I want something more edgy. So let's try the pentagon. I will use no stroke line, and the color will be dark gray. And to make this appear more rugged, I will vary the size randomly. Last time I did this, it was just plain random. This time I will scale that randomness so that the larger symbols will not occur as often as the smaller ones. There's a function for that, that is scale exponentially. And that takes first a value, and for me that's a random floating point value. And that I will vary between, let's say, 1 and 2. And then I need to tell the scale function the domain for that value, and that is also 1 and 2. And then the range that I want that to scale to. And for this example, I'll try 2 and 4. Let's make that 10 for now, so I can show you the difference the last variable makes, the exponent. So if I'll just make this exponent 1, there will essentially be no exponential scaling. So it will be completely mixed, small and big symbols. I have a wasp in here. Oh, never mind. But if I change that exponent from 1 to like 8, you will see that the bigger symbols along this marker line will not occur as often. Like that. And I need to make some changes. First of all, I will not scale it from 2 to 10. I think I will go up to 3 to 6 maybe. Let's try that for now. It's good enough. You can play with the numbers. And I also want to rotate the symbol, so that is also a bit more random. Rand from 0 to 360 degrees. That makes this function work with any symbol. But if it is a diamond, for instance, you don't need it to randomize to 360. But anyway, this will work for all symbols. Okay, that's the outline. Now let's fix the buffer, the geometry generator. First of all, I think I will increase the value from 500 to 800. Like that. And I will also add my third symbol layer, and that will be the background behind it all. That will also have no outline, and I'll make that a bit brighter for now, like that. So the geometry generator fill, the simple fill, should also have no pen, but I want an outline for the buffer, but not a simple line. So I will add a new simple fill for the geometry generator and change that to marker line. And basically I will use the same function as the polygon outline. So 2 millimeters interval. I will use the same scale function as before, but I think I will scale this a bit bigger. So 5 to 9. Yep. Make it a pentagram. Rotate it randomly. Don't use an outline. And make it any color, because that I will change later. I think I will decrease the geometry generator to 600. But it's probably more in line with what I want, at least in this scale. And the simple marker I will make that a bit bigger still. 612. Yep, that may work. Okay, this is basically all the style layers I need. But I want my polygons to be able to be presented in categories. And if I do that right now, switch from single symbol to categorized. I don't have a category, so I'll need to create that. Let's use ID as category. Everything will get the same color, so I need to make some changes. So I'll click on the symbol again, and for instance the marker line, the outermost marker line, that should not be changed. So I'll lock that layer's color like that. However, the geometry generator, I do want that to show in my style, but I don't want to lock it like the outline, because then it will look the same in all polygons. So I need to do something else. I need to find a fill color that is possible to change dynamically with data-defined overrides. So I can't use this fill, but I can go into the different layers, the simple fill and the simple marker, and change it there. So I start with the simple fill, and I'll change the fill color dynamically. Edit. Every polygon has a symbol color as a variable, and I'll use that later. And there's also a function to make the color darker. So I'll use darker, and that takes two variables, the color and a factor. The color is the symbol color, and the factor is slightly higher than 100 to get it darker. If you make it under 100, it will be lighter. So I'll set that as 108. Like that. Now the color follows the color styling, but makes it a bit darker. The geometry generator outline, that's this simple marker. I want that also to follow the color styling, but not quite as dark. So let's change the fill color. Use the same, but 104. Like that. I think I am satisfied with that for now. You can always tweak with the settings a bit, so you get the styling you want. Up till now, all I have done is inside the QGIS styling realm. So if you want to share this style with anyone, you can do that by saving the style. Let's see. Save symbol, give it a name and tags and so on. And then you go to your settings and style manager. You find your style and you can export it. Select it and export it as an XML file. And anyone that has the same version of QGIS can open or import that style and use it. However, to sell this effect, you really need some form of texture. And to create that in QGIS, I need a layer above this. So I'll just quickly create a new memory layer. Polygon. Make it a lot bigger. Like that. And this layer I will change from a simple fill to a raster image fill. Let's zoom in. Oops. That. Now you can use any texture you want. I looked around on internet for public domain imagery and I found one that was Creative Commons 0, which essentially means you can do whatever you want with it. And I've changed that one a bit because it had a color and I don't want a color. So let's see. I also edited it some. Okay. That looks okay. Now I need to enable layer rendering for this layer. And blending mode multiply. And I will reduce the opacity some, like that. And I'm done. The nice thing about creating styles this way is that when you change the color ramp, the style will adapt to the new color ramp. So if we take a new reds, for instance, like that, the style will adapt to that. Or we'll create a new color ramp. Maybe topography, SDA, like that. You get the point. So, that was all I wanted to show you with this styling method. You can play around with the sizes and values, the buffer, the shape of the marker. You can, for instance, create your own shape with an SVG that will probably even more increase the effects. However, an SVG not included into QGIS need to be distributed with your XML if you want to share the styling. And it would probably be a good idea to also share the texture as a file. If you have suggestions to how to improve this styling or want to share how you used it, just leave a comment in the description below. And I'll see you next time.